All right, let's get this stream going. Let me get it pulled up on my end. Where's it at? There we go. Finally. Okay. What is up, everybody? WonderBro here with Vacate Fear. Let's light that up a little bit. Welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about thoughts, particularly, okay, how you're being bluffed by thoughts. That is the topic of today's stream. It's about 4 p.m. my time, so we're kind of back on track with our usual stream times. What is up, everybody? Will first. What's up, dude? We lit. Welcome to the stream, man. How you doing? You're being bluffed by thought. Today's topic. What's up, Cade? Welcome to the stream, dude. What's up, Vega? Welcome. Welcome, everybody. Come in, come in. All right. We've made it a point like the past 2 weeks to make sure we drop that Discord link. So there we go. What's up, Olivia? What's up, Kenneth? Welcome, guys. Welcome. There's that Discord link. If you're being let down by the YouTube notification bell, which a lot of people are, make sure you join us over on Discord. We always try to let the chat know every single time before we go live, so that is a good way to make sure that you get in here. Also, guys, we talked about this the other day. We're like in our pre-stream mode here, so I'm going to address something real quick. We talked about this the other day. A lot of people, well, not a lot of people, but a few people here and there have been talking about how they're a little bit overwhelmed by the length of the streams. I want you to understand something, okay? Whatever's in the title of the video, like for example, we've got You're Being Bluffed by Thought today. If you click on that stream after it's been uploaded, the first 10 to 20 minutes, we usually already have the point of the stream done and out of the way. The rest of the stream, okay, the rest of the hour and a half or whatever, is all about hanging out, answering questions, that sort of thing. So don't be overwhelmed if you see a 3-hour long stream on a topic that you really want to hear. Click on it, and within the first 20 minutes, we'll be through that topic. All right, that's how it goes. That's how we roll. All right, I just want people to know that. There's been just a few people here and there a little overwhelmed by the length of the streams. Understand, it's just like a video. We only hang out afterwards. All right. How have you been, brother? I'm been good, man. How you been, Will? It's good to see you. Holds, what's up, dude? Sanchez, you are here on time. I'm so proud of you. Discord channel. The Discord channel is awesome. There we go. Nightbot just dropped it if you want to join us over there. Having some good combos on Discord. Discord's awesome, dude. If you want to join us over there, join us. All you got to do is click that link. It's completely free. Join us on Discord. What's up, GH? Welcome to the stream, dude. We got a little bit of lo-fi in the background. I don't even know if that's high enough volume for you guys to hear, but it's there. It's there. I like the background, bro. Thank you, man. We're getting ready for Christmas. This year I went with something a little less flashy for the stream, a little bit easier on the eyes. Last year, I don't quite remember what it looked like, but I'm pretty sure we went overboard with it. So, you know what would be cool? What would be cool, Will? Tell me. I'm open for suggestions, man. Hey, WonderBro, John from Dublin. What's up, John? Welcome to the stream. Doing great, staying in the now, bro. That is awesome, dude. Don't be bluffed by those thoughts, which is the topic of today's stream. You're being bluffed by thought. We're going to talk about that. Your streams have been awesome. Hey, I appreciate that, dude. I hope you guys are learning from the streams, but most importantly, I hope you're using what you learn. Face Paint, welcome to the stream. How you doing? JG, good afternoon, man. Welcome. You know what? I wanna ask you guys something before we jump into the point of the stream here. What do you guys think about? Okay, what do you guys think about 3 different slides? Like, you know what a slide is, right? So this is a slide. That's a slide. That's a slide. So, what do you guys think about? Okay, we've always got the pre-stream, right? Which is where we just talk and I address stuff about the channel, stuff going on with the channel. I share links and stuff like that. Pre-stream. We're in the pre-stream right now. What do you guys think about, to make it easier for people that watch the streams after they've already been done, having 3 different slides. So right now this would be pre-stream. We'll have somewhere on here pre-stream, whatever. And then we'll switch to another slide. They'll all look a little bit different. They'll have some spice to each of them. We'll switch from pre-stream slide to the stream slide, right? The main point of the stream. And then after that's over, we'll switch to a third and final slide for hanging out. And Q&A. What do you guys think about something like that? Should I go through the effort of doing that? Would it make it easier on people watching in the future? So they can kind of click through and they can see where pre-stream is, where the main point of the stream is, and then where hangout is. Would that be cool? Is that something I should spend time on, or is that a waste of time? What do you guys think? What's up, Wayne? It's good to see you, dude. Man, I'm still so happy for you, Wayne. Been having an amazing day thanks to all of you. That is awesome, face paint. That is awesome. So proud of you. Nice shirt, bro. Tupac. Poetic Justice. Sounds good. Mainstream is a great idea. Okay. I don't know. I was just thinking about it. Have like a pre-stream slide, a mainstream slide, and a hangout slide. Makes it a little bit easier. If you miss the stream and just watching it later, you can kind of click through and see where you're at. I don't mind the work. It's kind of fun. I find it fun doing slides. So if you guys think it's a good idea, I'll probably spend some time working on that today. I like it. Thanks for your support. It's been rough but good at the same time, man. Hey, stay grateful. You know what I mean? Stay grateful, man. Stay grateful. I'm happy for you, dude. I like the slides. Sounds like a great idea. Cool. I'll probably work on something like that then. You guys will get the idea. You'll get the idea. You'll get what I'm talking about when I actually put it into play. What up, Wonder Bro? My bad, I haven't been on streams, man. It's alright, dude. You're not obligated. After a couple months of extreme suffering, I'm finally enjoying life again, thanks to you, homie. No problem, man. Go out and enjoy your life. Alright, guys. We're about 7 minutes into this. So, let's get rid of that music so I don't have to talk over it. Alright, let's get in the point of today's stream, guys. If you have questions, please save them for after the point has been done. If you had like a Discord night to where we all join the voice channel and you personally talk to us, you know that's not a bad idea. That's kind of cool, dude. I love getting to know you guys through the chat on Discord chat. For those of you who don't know much about Discord, we have voice chat. It's mostly text chat, but there is an option for voice chat rooms. That'd be cool. One night a week, Discord chat night. We all join the voice chat. Everybody who wants to, I'll be in there. That'd be cool. We might do that. I'll announce it at some point if we decide to do something like that. Alright, guys. The point of the stream. Let's get going. We're about 8 minutes in. You're being bluffed by thought. So here's the thing. We talk a lot about thoughts on the channel. You know, your body doesn't know the difference between a danger and, you know, just your imagination, yada, yada, yada. But here's the thing. At the end of the day, okay, if you weren't sensitized, which means if you're not in the sensitized state, you could experience the same thoughts that are so crippling to you right now. You could experience those same exact thoughts if you weren't in the sensitized state, and they wouldn't bother you. Now, you might be able to look back on your past and see this for fact. Kind of look back a little bit. I don't recommend living in the past, but let's do it together just for a moment. I want you to look back into your past, and I want you to think at one point in your life or another, you've probably had the same thoughts that are crippling you right now, current day. You've probably had these same thoughts or thoughts like them in the past before you were sensitized, and they didn't bother you. They were easily ignored. They were easily shrugged off. They didn't cause a reaction in the body. There was no reaction from the body. They may have grabbed your attention for a moment or two, but for the most part, they were easily ignored. Okay, so that's proof in itself that the only reason these thoughts are causing such a strong reaction in the body is because the nerves are tired. The nerves are overreacting. It's not because the thoughts are important. It's not because they need solved or figured out. It's because you're in a sensitized body. Like I said, if you weren't in a sensitized body, you could have these exact same thoughts and you'd be laughing at them. I'm proof of that, okay? Back when I was on my sensitized journey, okay, the last major bout of sensitization that I dealt with, I had one thought that was very particular, that was very sticky, that was with me for most of the day. I had several thoughts. They tend to cycle, several intrusive thoughts. But this one caused me the most trouble. This one caused me the most problems. And that was the thought of you're going to go crazy. You're going to go insane, right? I was afraid of losing my sanity. I was afraid of having to be put into a nut house, and whatever. You've got all these vivid thoughts going on, and this one caused a lot of distress in my body. This one caused a lot of anxiety, a lot of panic in my body, right? Now, fast forward to present day. I'm no longer sensitized. I'm desensitized. My nerves are not tired. They're not fragile. I'm to the point where I was before I became sensitized, right? If I thought about, okay, the the idea of going crazy, the idea of losing my mind, the idea of losing my sanity, it doesn't bother me. There's no reaction in the body. I can sit here right now and say, I might go crazy, I might lose my mind, woohoo, I might go cuckoo. There's no reaction. I'm not experiencing any sort of reaction in the body. Now, if I would have even breathed the word insanity when I was sensitized, I'd be like this. Oh my God, this anxiety. This anxiety is so strong right now. Holy shit. No, I'm not going to lose my mind. I'm not going to lose my mind. I'm not going to lose my mind. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? If I would have even thought of the word insanity back during my sensitization, my bout of sensitization, I would have been crippled with anxiety. But now I'm not sensitized, and I can talk about sanity. I can talk about insanity. I can talk about going crazy. I can talk about losing my mind all day long, and there's no reaction from my body. In fact, I find it quite humorous that back then I was so concerned about that. I find it quite humorous. And the same thing will happen to you. And why is this important? Why is knowing this important? Well, when you know this, you realize you're being bluffed. These thoughts aren't important. They're not needed. They're not something that are true to you. They're not something that's near and dear to your heart. They're not something that needs solved or figuring out, because when you start trying to solve and figure out, you start adding a lot of second fear. These are thoughts that are just bluffs. And as soon as you heal, you won't have any sort of reaction towards them. In fact, you'll be able to talk about them willy-nilly if you want to, and they won't cause any sort of reaction. In fact, you'll probably be laughing at the same thoughts that are causing you crippling anxiety now. And the reason that's so important to know is because now, when these thoughts come, and they're causing anxiety in the body, instead of trying to solve, figure out, and fight, which is the reason you're in the sensitized boat, and it's the reason that you stay there, because this is extra stress on the nerves, instead of trying to do all that, now that you know it's a bluff, you can just simply remind yourself when those thoughts are there, I'm sensitized. It's just a symptom of being sensitized. If I wasn't sensitized, these thoughts wouldn't be important to me. So it's a bluff. It's a bluff. And you can drop the fight. You can drop the trying to solve. You can drop the trying to figure out. I promise you, the fight, the trying to solve, the trying to figure out, this is all why you continue to stay in the sensitized boat. This is the extra stress that you're putting on your nerves that is keeping your nerves from healing. So knowing that it's a bluff, okay, means that you can finally start to just leave it alone. And then you will start to make great progress because you'll stop stressing your nerves out. So, again, the same thought that is causing you crippling anxiety today will cause you to laugh as soon as you heal. It'll cause you to laugh. And knowing that, okay, and thinking back to your past, before I was sensitized, did this thought bother me? Before I was sensitized, would that thought have bothered me? Before I was sensitized, did these thoughts hold so much weight? No. No, they didn't. Which is all the proof that you need that you're being bluffed by sensitization. Okay, it's like this. When you know that you're being bluffed, you can stop fighting. Because it's pointless to fight. Because it's a bluff. It's pointless to fight. So when you know that, you can stop fighting. So another example, if I've got a cold, and we talked about this in the Discord chat, it was great. If I've got a cold and I've got a runny nose, and my nose is running, and I've got to reach up, I got some snot hanging out of my nose, all I'm going to say to myself in that moment is, oh yeah, my nose is running because I have a cold. And then I'm just going to get on with my day. My nose can continue running, but I'm not fighting with it because I know I've just got a cold. It's the same thing with being bluffed by sensitized thoughts. When you have an intrusive thought that causes a reaction in the body, you simply need to remind yourself, oh yeah, it's because I'm sensitized. It's the symptom of being sensitized, just like a runny nose is the symptom of having a cold. I'm not going to fight it past that. I'm not going to try to solve it past that. You know, I've got a runny nose. Oh, yeah, that's a symptom of having a cold. Oh, yeah, my body's being triggered by a thought right now. Oh, yeah, that's a symptom of being sensitized. I don't have to fight it past that. I don't have to try to solve. I don't have to try to figure it out past that point. It's just a simple reminder to myself. This is a symptom of the state that I'm in. This is a symptom of, the runny nose is a symptom of having a cold. Just like my body reacting to thoughts in an over exaggerated way is just a symptom of being sensitized. It's a symptom of tired nerves. All right? So somebody in chat said, I normally don't read chat right now, but somebody in chat said something really good. Sensitization makes us care about thoughts we normally wouldn't care about. Yes, you can put it that way, but a better way to put it is sensitization is tired nerves. Tired nerves overreact to thoughts that you normally either A, wouldn't give a shit about, or B, easily shrug off, or C, take with a grain of salt. But when you're sensitized, your nerves are tired, they are fragile, they are primed, they are ready to pop off at every little inconvenience. That's the symptom of sensitized nerves. Just like a runny nose is the symptom or symptoms of having a cold. Your nerves overreacting to thoughts is a symptom of the sensitized state. And because it's a symptom, that means it's a bluff. It's not because the thoughts are important. It's not because you need to fight them or try to solve them or figuring out. And every time you do that, you're keeping yourself in the sensitized boat because that's extra stress that the nerves don't need, that are keeping them from healing, right? So just like you would look at this runny nose that you have when you have a cold and not try to fight it or try to figure it out at that point because you know it's just a symptom of a cold, you need to look at your thoughts the same way. You're being bluffed by thought. Your body overreacting to a thought is just a symptom of the sensitized state. And that's where you need to put a period. That's where you need to leave it alone. Realize that fact and then leave it alone. Just like you would realize, oh, I've got a runny nose because I have a cold. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. Do you get what I'm getting at? So when you realize this, you can start to leave it alone. When you realize this, you can start to leave it alone because you realize you're being bluffed. Okay? How do you stop reacting to those feelings? It's so hard. So the feelings come automatically. They're going to come automatically because, again, that is a symptom of being in the sensitized state, which means you don't have to try to figure out the thoughts. You don't have to try to fight them or solve them. You just simply need to remind yourself, okay, my body overreacting to thoughts is just a symptom of the sensitized state. And you can leave it alone at that point and stop trying to fight. Now, the feelings that come, you just need to remind yourself of the same. My body's popping off because I'm in a sensitized state. There's nothing I need to try to do. There's nothing I need to try to solve. There's nothing I need to try to figure out. It's just like if you had a cut on your arm. You wouldn't peel the Band-Aid off and stick your fingers in it and then wonder why it got infected. Okay? If you had a cut on your arm, you'd leave it alone. And it might itch a little bit, but you would remind yourself, oh, it's because I have a cut on my arm. Just like if the body overreacts to a thought, oh, it's because I'm sensitized. But you wouldn't go jabbing your fingers in there. You don't want it to get infected. So what I'm trying to say is, to summarize, is that your body overreacting to your thoughts doesn't mean the thoughts are important. It doesn't mean they're true. It doesn't mean they need solved. It doesn't mean that they need figured out. It simply means that you are experiencing a symptom of the sensitized state, and that's all you need to be aware of. You need to leave it alone at that point. Once you understand, okay, this is just a symptom of the sensitized state, I'm just going to leave it alone now. I'm just going to leave it alone now, just like you would leave that cut on your arm alone. Just like you would leave that cut on your arm alone and understand that the itching is just a symptom of having a cut on your arm, right? You wouldn't try to solve it or figure it out or fight with it past that point. And you need to treat the state of sensitization the same way. Stop trying to fight or figure out those thoughts because guess what? You're sensitized. And a symptom of being sensitized is that your body is going to overreact to your thoughts, whether you like it or not. So trying to figure it out and trying to fight with it is pointless because it is a symptom of being in the sensitized state. And you don't need to take it any further than that. And the fact that you are taking it further than that is the reason your nerves can't catch a break. And it's the reason you can't heal. But I promise you, as soon as you do heal by leaving it alone, one day you'll be laughing at the same thoughts that caused you crippling anxiety. All right, you guys? And that was a mouthful. That is the point of today's stream. I hope somebody takes something from this. I hope it makes you realize that your best bet, and that if you want to heal, your best bet is to drop it, to allow these thoughts to come and allow these feelings to come, because these are just symptoms of being in the sensitized state. There's nothing to try to fight with, figure out, or solve. All right, you guys, so I hope somebody takes something from that. Make that your reminder today. Instead of trying to fight, realize it's pointless. Your body reacting to these thoughts is just a symptom of the sensitized state. All right, that was the point of today's stream. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's read some comments. Also, before we do that, I had a tip, a $5 tip from Tina. It says, thanks, Wonder Bro. You no problem, Tina. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for the tip. Truly, truly appreciate it. Let's get you added to the stream MVPs. Let's see. Tina. All right. There we go. What's up, Panda? I realized I was resisting. That is a great realization to make, right? Everything that we talked about just now. How's everybody doing today? You just popped off. Well done. Hey, I appreciate it, Kate. This was a good stream. It was a good stream. Sometimes I get in my zone. You know what I mean? Sometimes I get in my zone. I get real passionate about a certain subject, a certain topic, and I like to put it all out there. So it's just funny to me. It's funny to me. Not really funny, but it's ironic to me how, the thought of insanity or going crazy used to cripple me when I was sensitized. But now that I'm not, I find it quite funny and I find it quite laughable. The same thing's going to happen to you with your thoughts. The only reason your body is overreacting to these thoughts is because you're in a sensitized state. Not because these thoughts are true or important or need to be solved or figured out. You just need to realize that that's a symptom of being in the sensitized state, and then leave it alone. And hopefully realizing that will help you leave it alone, right? All right, let's see here. Let's see here, chap. These slides, I am going to do these slides because I think that's a pretty good idea. Are you still fighting if you're thinking about what you need to do? Like, I understand what needs to be done, which is nothing, but I still go ahead and think about how I go about doing nothing. Well, if you're thinking about how you're doing nothing, you're not actually doing nothing, are you? Because you're thinking. Thinking is doing something. So let those thoughts come and go. Realize that your body might react. And again, just like the point of today's stream, that's just a symptom of being sensitized. And outside of that, there's nothing to do. Outside of that, there's nothing to do besides realizing that you're in a sensitized state, and as a result, your body is going to overreact to your thoughts. And that's all you need to realize. Outside of that, there's nothing for you to do besides give it time. The body will heal itself. It does not need your help. And the more you try to help it along, the more you're just jabbing your fingers in that cut on your arm, and then you're looking at it and going, why is this getting infected? Why is this getting infected? Jab, 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 jab. And then the next day, why is this not healing? Jab, 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 jab. You get what we're getting at. You see what we're getting at. You just need to realize the state that you're in, and you need to realize that here are the side effects of being in that state, and just leave it at that. Leave it at that. All right, guys, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. You know what time it is. Sanchez! All right, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Thank you so much for that, dude. A $50 tip. Holy shit. Thank you so much for that, man. I really appreciate that. Truly helps me out, especially this time of year, dude. Let's get you added to the stream MVPs. That's crazy. Thank you so much. Can we show Sanchez and Tina some love in the chat, please? Spam your little clap emojis. Spam your little clap emojis for Sanchez and Tina. Thank you guys so much. I truly appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. That is awesome. Thank you. Thank you guys. Truly, truly means a ton to me. That helps me out more than you know. So thank you so much. Sanchez said, Merry Christmas, brother. Keep those badass tips coming. Hey, man, I appreciate it, Sanchez. Seriously, thank you so much. Sanchez, Tina, you guys are the stream MVPs. Appreciate it, guys. Appreciate it. You guys are too kind. I didn't see that coming. That's a huge tip, dude. Thank you for that. caught me off guard a little bit. I was gonna go smoke. Appreciate that, man. I know I keep saying it, but so grateful. Thank you. Thanks so much. No problem, JH. I'm doing good with everything, bro. Don't really cause reactions anymore. Dizziness is still there, lingering around. Sounds like you're on the right track, dude. Just keep at it. Keep at it. No point in stopping now. No point in picking up bad habits now. Just keep at it. Obviously, you're on the right track, so don't overcomplicate it. Just keep doing what you're doing. Let them be. Let it be. Let the feelings come. Dr. Claire Weeks. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Welcome. I'm grateful for your advice. Well, hey, man, I appreciate that, Sanchez, dude. I really do. That is a big tip, man. Thank you so much for that. And yeah, it sounds like you're on the right track, Will. Keep at it, man. Yep, exactly, Cookie. Sounds like you're doing awesome, Face Paint. There's so many people in chat making so much progress. I'm proud of you guys, for real. So proud of you guys. Keep at it. Every day might bring its own challenge, okay? Don't turn it into a battle. Don't turn it into a battle. You know that it's just a symptom, that it's just a result of being in the sensitized state. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. Leave it at that. There's nothing for you to do. There's nothing for you to fight. There's nothing for you to solve. There's nothing to solve. It's just symptoms of being in the anxiety state. It's symptoms of being in the sensitized state. And the more you try to solve, the more you get yourself worked up and you stay in that place where your nerves can't heal. You stay in that place where your nerves can't heal. Accept anxiety instead of reject anxiety. How far has rejecting anxiety gotten you? It's gotten you more worked up and it's gotten you more anxiety. To overcome anxiety, you have to say yes to anxiety because these are just symptoms of being in the sensitized state. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing you need to do. The body will heal itself as soon as you get out of your own way. The body will heal itself as soon as you get out of your own way. You see what we're getting at? I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for you, Face Paint. I'm thankful for all you guys, seriously. By being here, by watching, by choosing me to be your I don't know the word for it, but just by being here, you guys help the channel grow, and in turn, you don't only help me, you help everybody else find the channel. So, good shit. Everybody's helping everybody. Hey, that's awesome, JG. Now you just got to put it into practice. Yeah, just letting go. Letting go because you realize if you get out of your own way, the body will heal itself. Which means stop trying to fight or solve. These are just symptoms of being in a sensitized state. As soon as you're healed, the thoughts won't matter. As soon as you're healed, it won't matter. How do you heal? Get out of your own way. Stop jabbing your fingers into that cut and then wondering why it's getting infected. I think Holds brought it up in the Discord chat. I mean, you could give a million different examples, but he said a broken bone. How do I heal a broken bone? You don't. You let it heal itself. Stop trying to ask how to heal and just let your body heal. Get out of your own way and it will heal. You just need to leave it alone. You just need to remind yourself, I'm in a sensitized body. My body overreacting to my thoughts are a symptom, is a symptom of being in a sensitized body, and that's where it needs to end. That's where that conversation needs to end. Any sort of involvement outside of that is just extra stress that is keeping your nerves tired. You see what we're getting at? For those of you who don't know, if you see Clint Eastwood up there smoking a cigar or whatever he's smoking, I don't know, that means I'm off to the side having a smoke myself. So, but I can still see comments. Unless you see the BRB screen, I can still see the chat. I don't like to smoke around my setup. It gets ashes everywhere. I've got black furniture, all black keyboard and mouse and shit, and the ashes just get, it's a mess. So I don't smoke near my setup anymore. Wow, that broken bone analogy is good. It's true, man. It's like a broken bone or a cut on your arm. You leave it alone. You let the body heal itself. Your involvement is the reason you're not healing. Your involvement is the reason you're not healing. Trust me, your body knows how to heal if you'll let it. Your body knows how to heal itself if you will let it, if you'll get out of your own way, right? So the only thing you need to do is get out of your own way. And how do you do that? By reminding yourself, okay, my body's triggered right now by this thought. It's because I'm sensitized. My nerves are overreacting. Okay, that's all you need to do. That's all you need to know. You need to leave it alone at that point. Just like you would accept a broken bone, right? You wouldn't break your leg and then come home and open up your cast and try to perform ghetto surgery on your leg, right? On your broken bone. That's already been taken care of. The body will heal itself, right? You wouldn't go taking your cast off, popping your cast off, and digging around in there with a fucking scalpel, right? And a swig of whiskey, which is essentially what you're doing the more you try to fight the sensitized state. The body will heal itself. Stop walking on that broken leg. Just leave it alone. Leave it alone. Leave it alone. That's really what it comes down to. And if you need to remind yourself, in certain moments, okay, my body's overreacting to this thought. Well, that's a symptom of the sensitized state. If you need to remind yourself of that, that's fine. That's fine as long as you leave it alone at that point. All right. How do I accept dirtiness? Understand that you're not afraid so much of dirtiness as you are of the intrusive thoughts, the OCD about it, the thoughts that tell you such and such will happen as a result of dirtiness. That's what you're afraid of. You're afraid of the anxiety. At the end of the day, that is your root fear. You're trying to appease the OCD and the anxiety. You're not truly at your core afraid of dirtiness. If it wasn't for the anxiety, okay, or the OCD, it would not be a problem. So let's tackle the core fear instead of what it looks like on the surface, the anxiety. How do we do that? Embracing anxiety, leaving it alone, and we realize it's not what is such a big deal that we played it up to be. Yo, hello, what's up, dude? Welcome to the stream. Whatever, exactly. Whatever. I got a burp. My God, I'm so glad I'm muted for that one. That was disgusting. Don't get discouraged with slow recovery. You're healing as long as you're not getting involved. Yes, yes, exactly. And like I said, if you need to remind yourself, oh, well, I'm extremely triggered right now because of this thought. If you need to remind yourself in that moment, oh, this is a symptom of the anxiety state. It's a symptom of the sensitized state. If I wake up tomorrow not as sensitized, this thought won't hold as much weight. And if I wake up 2 months from now completely healed, I'll be laughing at this thought. So it just goes to show you that this is a symptom of the sensitized state and not something important, not something to figure out, not something to solve. It is a symptom of the sensitized state, and that's where you need to put a period. You don't need to remind yourself of anything more than that. You don't need to try to do anything more than that. You're trying to do something is the reason you stay stressed, right? But if you need that reminder, that's fine. Yeah, it's a cycle. It tends to be a cycle, Nikki. It tends to be a cycle. So my advice to you is acceptance. Of course, this channel will always be rooted in acceptance because acceptance implies that you're no longer keeping the cycle of anxiety alive. How does the cycle of anxiety stay alive? It stays alive by you adding more fear. Fear can only survive if you add more fear to it. Fear needs more of itself in order to thrive. How do you drop adding fear? By realizing, okay, this is my current reality. There's no reason to add fear to this. This is just what I'm currently experiencing. I'm not going to tell myself horror stories about it. This is just current reality, right? And I accept it for what it is. I'm going to drop the horror stories. There's no more horror stories about the way that I feel, because the more you tell horror stories, okay, the worse it becomes. Fear on top of fear on top of fear on top of fear. So you need to realize, yes, I'm in a sensitized state, and my body overreacting to my thoughts is a symptom of being in the sensitized state. My body overreacting to this and overreacting to that, these are all symptoms of being in a sensitized state. What is a sensitized state? Tired nerves. It's the same as having a cold. It's the same as breaking a bone. It's the same as having a cut on your arm. You leave it alone and it heals. You leave it alone and it heals. The tricky thing about the sensitized state is people don't know that. Typically, most people don't know that. So, of course, naturally, it seems, almost naturally, they start getting involved because they want to figure it out, they want to solve it. It feels like the right thing to do. It just feels like the right thing to do. But the more you do that, the further down the stressful rabbit hole you fall, the more the nerves can't catch a break. And the more the nerves can't catch a break, the longer this cycle continues. So just like you would remind yourself not to walk on your broken leg or not to stick your fingers in the cut on your arm, you would remind yourself to leave the sensitized state alone. Okay? And the more you practice doing that, which it tends to take practice. Not everybody gets this right off the bat, but the more you practice doing that, just like you wouldn't walk on your broken leg or you wouldn't stick fingers in the cut on your arm, and you just leave it alone. You just leave it alone and accept it for what it is, symptoms of the sensitized state. The more you practice doing that, the more the body can finally start to relax. And the more the body starts to relax, the more you start to get out of this sensitized state. And as you get out of this sensitized state, you start to realize everything I said was true. The thoughts weren't important to you. They weren't something that you held near and dear to your heart. In fact, once you start to heal, you're laughing. You're laughing, and that's when you go, oh, none of these thoughts were actually important. They never needed solved. I'm fine. I'm fine. The thoughts didn't need solved. The body just needed to heal. And now it's not overreacting to these thoughts. Now I get it, right? Now I get it. And that will happen for you. You might even be able to look back in your past and see that. You might be able to look back in your past and realize that once upon a time you had the same thoughts or similar thoughts and they caused no reaction. That's proof that you're being bluffed by the sensitized state. And you need to realize that as just a symptom and leave it alone. Because the more you try to solve, the more you're just walking on that broken bone, right? Let the body heal itself. Just another thought, let it go. Wonder Bro, today I become aware of what your message is today. I added fear on fear. I'm getting an understanding of your messages on Second Fear. Thank you. Looking forward to 10K. That is awesome, Edward. Keep it up, dude. Keep it up. Proud of you. It's a process, right? It's a process. How far until 10K? That is a good question. Let's see. Let's find out. Let's find out. So currently we are sitting at 9,124 subscribers. So we are right around that corner. It feels like we were just celebrating 9K like 2 weeks ago, and we're already 130 people. 130 more people have joined us since then. So we're growing, man. We're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, exactly, Panda. It's just a symptom of the sensitized state. Okay, and it needs to be dropped at that point. There's no reason to overthink it past that point. And the fact that you do is the reason that you keep adding so much strain to the nerves and they can't catch a break. You got a new puppy? That is awesome. What kind of puppy did you get? So we've went up 13% in our views. We've went up 22% in our watch time. The last 28 days, we've had 4.8K hours watched. So we've almost had 5,000 hours worth of content watched. and we've had almost 30,000 more views than we normally get. This is collectively. This is over all of my streams. So we are growing. When the nerves pop up is the cause of always the mind because sometimes there is no thought. That's fine. Even if there's no thought, it's still a symptom of being in a sensitized body. Even if a thought doesn't necessarily trigger it, you're still in a sensitized body, and everything that I said in this stream applies to that. It's a symptom of the sensitized state. There's no reason to overthink anything outside of that. There's no reason to try to do anything outside of that. Forget the solving. It is the symptom of being in a sensitized state, period. Right? Period. A chihuahua. Nice. Nice. Those are little demon dogs. Actually, I don't know. I've never actually had a chihuahua, but you guys know me. I've got Nova. That's all I need. She's napping somewhere. She's a napper. That's what she does. It's her favorite pastime. She likes to nap. She's got a whole couch to herself. I've got a couch over there, and originally I brought the couch in for me to sit on, but Nova's absolutely taken it over. Nobody gets on her couch. That is her couch, and that's just the way it is. So I don't use my couch. I don't use my couch. No problem, Vega. No problem, man. Happy to help. Guys, I'm gonna drop that Discord link. You better catch it. You better catch it. Let's see. It's coming. Again, Discord's completely free, guys. Completely free. There's a lot of fun stuff to do over there. A lot of different channels to interact with. Get to know people, make some friends, stuff like that. We've got mods over there. The chat's always kept in line. There's no bad vibes over there. Just a lot of good info. A lot of good vibes. Yeah, there's no need to solve the thoughts hold. In fact, trying to solve the thoughts is what gets you further into the sensitized boat. It's second fear that Dr. Clairweek speaks of. You can call it what you want to call it, but your involvement in trying to solve the thoughts just gets you more worked up than you need to be, which in turn makes it harder for the nerves to heal. That's why you need to accept the thoughts, and the reaction to the thoughts need to be accepted too, as just being in a sensitized body. And as soon as you're not sensitized, as soon as you start to heal and desensitize, it won't matter. And you just need to accept that and leave it at that. There's not a huge difference between ignoring thoughts and accepting them. I mean, as long as you're not telling yourself, oh, don't think this, or try to fight with it, or try to solve it, that's all resistance. That's all a fight. But just to have a thought and continue on with your day, yeah, that's fine. Obviously, that's what we recommend, right? As long as you're not trying to fight with the thoughts, or solve the thoughts, or figure the thoughts out, you're fine. You're fine. And that was the point of today's stream, to remind yourself that, here's these thoughts and my body is overreacting to them. Okay, well, if I wasn't sensitized, my body wouldn't be overreacting to them. Therefore, it's just a symptom of being sensitized. I don't have to know anything outside of that. I don't have to try to do anything outside of that, right? So leave it alone. At that point, leave it alone. If you're watching, okay, because today's stream has been pretty packed. It's been a good one, a great one. But if you're watching right now, and you're thinking to yourself, should I subscribe? Should I subscribe to this channel? I can't talk today. Should I subscribe to this channel? The answer to that question is yes. You should. We are very close to 10K, and yes, you absolutely should. You absolutely should. You like the background music we had going? Let's see. I need to actually download some music, because right now the way I do it is I open a tab with just some playlist going, which doesn't really work half the time because there's ads. So I need to actually download some copyright free music. I hate that it has to be copyright free, but whatever. I need to do that at some point. I keep saying that and then I just don't do it. I gotta get some Dr. Pepper, guys. I need some caffeine. We gonna pour a cup of Dr. P. Remember, Asen, any sort of resistance is futile. Literally, futile. It's not gonna accomplish anything, so remind yourself of that. All it's gonna accomplish is extra stress, right? That's all we ever gain from any sort of resistance or involvement is extra stress. We don't actually solve anything. It'd be different if we actually solved anything. Wonder Bro, we are a great community. I agree, the greatest. I'm happy you created this channel, man. I'm happy to be here. This is a crucial stream, guys. This was a great stream. I love it. You could call this post stream. All right, we're gonna have those slides. We're gonna make those slides more than likely at some point, so you know when we're pre-stream, main point, and then post stream. Um, I just got to figure out how I want to do that exactly. But this has been a great stream. Probably one of the better streams that we've had in a very, very long time. As far as being informative goes, most of the streams are informative, but I really like the way this one flowed. I really like the points that we made today. So if you're going to watch videos, I would recommend rewatching this stream. If you need it, if you're still like in that place where you're not quite sure what's going on, I would rewatch this stream. I've never solved a single fear I've had. I've never had to. The feelings over them went away on their own, and I realized nothing was wrong in the first place. Exactly. You're being bluffed by sensitized nerves, and also I think it's important to point out that you can't solve a fear, because a fear is of something that's not happened yet. A fear is always about something that might happen because of the symptoms or because of the future, or it's always something that's not currently happening in your reality at this moment. So you can't solve something that's not happening. Fear is always about what will happen next. So you can never solve a fear. You can't. I mean, the most important thing here is yes, you're just being bluffed by sensitized nerves, and you don't have to do anything. Um, and one day you'll realize that these fears are laughable. But I think it's also important to note out that you can't solve a fear anyway, because a fear is not something happening, and you can't solve something that's not happening. You can get up in your mind, which is what most people do, unfortunately, but you can't solve something that's not happening. Something does happen, then you can solve it. Most important thing here, Asen, remember that these are just symptoms of being in a sensitized body. Leave it alone. Most important thing that you can take from today's stream, or from the channel period, really. Alright guys, so fair warning, the stream's probably about to get real boring because I'm going to work on these slides, and I like to do this while I'm live. I like to do this sort of thing because I can get direct opinions from my viewers. So we're going to work on these slides, and if you don't know what I mean by that, you'll find out soon enough if you stick around. But this is your warning. This is your warning. The stream's about to get boring. Some people might consider it boring. Um, but if you want to stick around, be my guest, because we're going to do some work. We're going to do some work. Sounds like fun. All right. And you're right, Sanchez, man. Let's actually do that first. Let's do that first. You're right. We need let's see. We need Christmas themed notifications. And I've got a light on now, so it's really, really bright. So let's open up Streamlabs and let's go turn our notifications into Christmas themed notifications. Let's go ahead and do that real quick. I need to make some adjustments here. We need to make some adjustments. This needs to go like, is it this way? Yeah, there we go. That should be a little bit more on point. Actually, that was the opposite way. No, that's fine. It's fine. Leave it alone. It's fine. All right. So Christmas theme notifications. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Where do we go to do that exactly? Might get a little dark in here. I've got two monitors and that's my light source. So if I'm doing something, it'll probably get dark. All right. Subscribers. So anytime we get a new subscriber, let's see here. I'm gonna mute that so you guys don't know what's going on. Let me pull chat to my second monitor here so I can still keep up with you guys while I'm doing this. By the way, even though we're doing like boring stream work stuff, if you have a question, you can still ask it. Wonder Bro, I just noticed your Tupac shirt. He was the best, right? Dear Mama. Alright, let's go get us a Christmas themed sound effect for subscribers. We'll do subscribers first. Alright, and then we need a Christmas GIF. Oh, I got a good one. I got a good idea. I got a good idea. Hold on, hold on. I'll let you guys know. I'll let you guys know. If I can find a good one. If I can find a good one. Oh, Jesus. I need name ideas for the puppy, right? Is that what you're talking about? I wish I could post a pic of her. You can in the Discord. I'll give you the trusted member role. I mean, I feel like you deserve it at this point. You've been around on the channel for quite a while. So just toss me if you're on the Discord, toss me a DM and I'll get you that trusted member role. And you can post in pet pics. All right, let's see here. All right, there's that. So dark. If I get heightened anxiety and I watch a stream to get my thinking back on track, is it still accepting? Is this a coping method? If it's a coping method, if you don't use it. If you watch my streams and you're not actually using the advice and you watch them just to, I don't know, fight your anxiety off, then it's a coping method. But if you watch my streams and actually use it, then you're just learning what you need to learn, right? So there's a difference there. It's a big difference there. I would consider it a coping method if you're not using it. Now, if you're using it, then of course, have at it. But God, that's loud. That was so cheesy. I'm not talking about you, Chad. I'm talking about these sound effects. I'm trying to find a good one. Name it Tupac. Name the Chihuahua Tupac. Oh my God, that's perfect. That is perfect. Yeah, I wouldn't overthink it, Edward. I wouldn't overthink it. All right, I warned you guys. I warned you guys that it would get a bit boring. Let's see. Is there a way to trim that? Is there a way to trim this? I wonder. All right, there we go. There we go. We should have a fresh Christmas themed subscriber notification and a fresh Christmas themed donation notification. Donation notification. Wow, that rhymes. All right, that's one of our to-dos marked off the to-do list. Thank you for sticking around. For those of you who are still in chat, I warned you it would get a bit boring. I made a lot of progress, thankful Wonder Bro, but I still have some lingering symptoms, and there's a thought that's like you haven't made progress because these symptoms are still here. That's just another thought. Just another thought. Don't be confused into thinking that one thought is more important than another, because it's not. Because it's not. And at the end of the day, you're in a sensitized body. A sensitized body overreacts to thoughts, and that was the main point of today's stream, that you don't need to take it any further than that. You don't need to take it any further than that or try to solve anything outside of that. Just realize what's going on and leave it at that. Just realize what's going on and leave it at that. All right, so these slides, I'll probably work on the slides off stream because that's going to take a bit. That's going to take a bit. There's that. Wait, what is that? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, that's what that is. That's what that is. Oh my god. It's playing the whole 15 seconds. I had to mute it. This is like a 20-second sound loop. Oh god, it's still going. I muted it so you guys didn't have to hear it. This is a whole soundtrack. Okay, it's finally over. Okay, I need to fix that. I need to fix that. It was muted at first. Sanchez sent a $5 tip, so I unmuted it so that he could hear it, and then it kept playing. So that plays for about 30 seconds. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Checking out the sound. I need to trim that. I need to trim that. Thanks for that, dude. That needs to be trimmed. Okay. We can't have that happening. Oh, God. We need to get back to Streamlabs and trim that. There we go. I need to sign in. It said alert notification sound length, and I set it to like 6 seconds, but it plays like the whole 30-second clip of this rap beat. I don't even know where that's from, but it plays like the whole 30 seconds, and obviously we can't do that. That would get old real quick. So we need to find a new one. If YouTube's audio library was working right now, that would be great, but it's not. What's up, PJ? Thanks for the $5 tip, Sanchez. We got the twerking Santa, though. We've got the twerking Santa. He's got to have some rap music that goes with that. He can't be twerking to, like, Jingle Bells. It's just not going to happen. You know what? Fuck it. Fuck it. We're going to leave it. We'll leave it. Donation notification is twerking Santa and a rap beat, a generic rap beat that lasts about 20 seconds because I don't know how to trim it, but I really like it. So we're just going to leave it and just have to deal with it. God, that's going to be great. Good night, JH. It's cold in Florida. It's 60 degrees. I'm freezing. It's freezing in 60. Come on. You're spoiled. You're spoiled. And I think it's what exactly holds. PJ's spoiled over here in Florida. He's spoiled. He's spoiled. It's been pretty cold here these last few days, honestly. Like it's been pretty damn cold. I want snow bad. It would be nice this year. We've already gotten a little bit of snow, not much. Like it hasn't accumulated too much, but we've gotten a little bit. Hey Craig, this was an excellent stream. You're obviously joining a bit late. I highly recommend you watch this stream back. It goes on to talk about how your body overreacting to your thoughts is just a symptom of being in the sensitized state. Once you are desensitized and healed, your body will not overreact to these thoughts. In fact, you will think these thoughts are funny. You will actually get to the point where these thoughts are laughable. So it's just a symptom of being in the sensitized state, and this proves to you that it's a bluff and that there's nothing you need to do. You just remember this fact. You remember this fact, and you leave it all alone. So, good stream. I highly recommend you watch it back. It will be uploaded. Nice. I'm from Seattle. Nice, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Do I do anything but smoke cigs? No, I just smoke cigs. I don't smoke weed. I don't drink. I don't do any of that stuff. It's not for me. It's not for me. I'm a cigarette smoker. No crack here. People assume most of the time that I smoke weed or something. I guess I give off that vibe, but it's not for me. Craig, I'm glad you said something, dude. I didn't realize that. Thank you for the $20 tip, man. Appreciate it. Thank you. Yes, I do highly recommend that you watch this stream back. It basically explains, you're just being bluffed. You're being bluffed by your thoughts. The body overreacting to your thoughts is a symptom of being in the sensitized state. It doesn't mean that you need to do anything about the thoughts. You just need to realize what's happening and leave it alone at that. So yes, I do recommend that you rewatch this stream. It was a good one. Anyone who's joining us late, that applies to you too. This was a good stream. I would definitely check it out. But thank you for that, Craig. Truly appreciate it, dude. Craig, Sanchez, Tina, thank you guys for your awesome tips today. Truly appreciate it. Truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hey, bro, what's up, Wanderlust? Just to finish our conversation there, PJ. Although I don't personally smoke weed or anything like that, I don't hold it against people who do. I support the marijuanas. If somebody wants to smoke marijuana, more power to 'em. I don't personally see anything wrong with it, but it's just not for me. Just not for me. You ever going to quit smoking? I don't know. You have to want it, right? You have to want it, and I can honestly say I'm not the bullshitting kind of guy. I can tell you right now I don't want it. I can tell you right now I enjoy my cigarettes. I've cut back a lot. I used to be quite the chain smoker. You can even see that in some of my streams. I'm trying to be more conscious of that today and not smoke nearly as much, and I've been doing pretty good with that. I've been doing pretty good with that compared to how I used to be. So, but as far as quitting completely goes, yeah, you gotta want it, and quite frankly, I don't want it. Depends, Vega. If you drag it on and on and on and stay in your mind far too long, then yeah, it's causing more trouble than it's worth, dude. Honestly, you just need to remember that you're in the sensitized body. Again, that was the point of today's stream. Remembering that these are symptoms of the sensitized state. Your body reacting to that thought is a symptom of the sensitized state. And you really need to leave it at that, because anything other than that is just way too much involvement, dude. It gets too tricky, man. It gets way too tricky. You just need to realize what's going on and leave it at that, honestly. I smoke 2 packs a day. I quit. Oh man, I'm very proud of you. Yeah, you're way better than your older streams. I'm trying. I'm trying to smoke less, but as far as giving them up completely, like I said, that's something you gotta want to do. And just to be quite honest, I don't want to. I don't know what else to say besides that. That's why I like you, honest from the start, no BS. I try to be straightforward. Like why beat around the bush? I'll just tell you straight up that I have no motivation to quit smoking. Why lie about it? 2 packs a day. Yeah, I used to smoke 2 to 3 packs a day at my worst. At my worst, it was probably more about three. Nowadays, I smoke about a pack a day. So I went from 2 to 3 packs a day to about a pack a day. So I think I'm doing better. Everything seems more enhanced because that's what a stimulated nervous system does, Craig. It prepares you for fight or flight, so it puts you in a better position where your senses are heightened, and this is to prepare you to face that danger. The only thing is, there is no danger. But you have to prove that to your brain by not getting involved, by not fighting. There's no danger, so why would you fight? And that's why you have to stop fighting and show your brain that there's no problem. And you just have to realize what's going on. You're sensitized, and there's nothing else to do outside of that. Nothing else to do outside of that. You got to drop it at that point because you're just adding second fear outside of that. Why not vape, bro? I tried to vape, and I did vape for a little while, probably less than a year. And I don't know, it didn't do it for me. It just didn't do it for me. Hey, what's up, Z? Welcome to the stream, dude. Seems like you're joining us a little late. I highly recommend you watch this stream later. It was a good one. We're just hanging out now. Does your family living with you smoke? Yeah, my entire family has smoked my whole life. There's not a single person in the family that I can think of that doesn't smoke. I started smoking when I was about 15. Of course, my parents, they got pissed about it. My family got pissed about it. But after a while, what are you gonna do? What can you do? I just started. I just kept smoking anyway, behind their backs, and I would sneak around and turn on exhaust fans and fucking, all this shit. Sneak around and smoke. Assume that's a good sign. That is a good sign. That's a great sign, actually. It doesn't have to be there 24/7. No, especially as you start to heal. It might be there 24/7 at first. I started when I started smoking at, like I said, around 15. I don't know exactly. I was also dipping. I know that's disgusting. I find it disgusting now. But at the time, I was dipping too. I don't dip anymore. I haven't dipped in years since I was a kid. But it was easier to get away with dipping around your parents and in situations you're not supposed to be smoking. It was easier to get away with dipping. So I started dipping and smoking. I would smoke when I could get away with it, and then I would dip when I couldn't get away with it. So I remember the first time I had a can of Timberwolf Peach. I remember exactly. Timberwolf Peach. And I had this shit, and I had hid it under my entertainment center. This is one of those entertainment centers where you can't see under it exactly. It's a small opening, and you can barely stick your hand back in there. So I would slide it under there, and then I would pull it out before school, and I'd take it with me and do whatever I did before school or whatever. Um, and one morning, my mom walked in while I was trying. You had to use a coat hanger. I had to use a coat hanger to fish the can of dip out from under the entertainment center because you couldn't reach all the way back there with your arm. Opening was way too small. So I was fishing it out with a coat hanger. My mom walked in and she was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I dropped something. I didn't know what to say. I fucking dropped something. Um, and the jig was up because she was like, "What's under there?" And she investigated and she found my can of dip. And of course, it ended up in the trash. And I got a firm talking to. In the same day, I met up with my dip dealer and bought some more. So. And then it just got to the point where eventually my family just came to terms with the fact that, This guy is a smoker. He's a smoker. This is what he does, and there's obviously nothing we can do to stop it because we've tried and we can't. So sorry, what is dip? Chewing tobacco. Chewing tobacco, like Timberwolf and Grizzly and all that stuff. Comes in a can. It's just loose tobacco. You take it out, you pinch it out, and you put it in your lip. Real gnarly stuff. Real gnarly stuff. Quite nasty. And if you swallow it, you're sick as a dog. Which is another funny story. Another funny story. I was in the movies watching a movie with my friend, my high school buddy, when he first introduced me to dip. And it was Grizzly. It was Grizzly, long cut, natural Grizzly. And I didn't know that you couldn't swallow it. I didn't know that. I just wanted to be cool. So I swallowed the shit and was sick as a fucking dog, dude. It was the worst. Oh my god. It was horrible. Got to run now. Loving the Discord discussions we have. Please join us there. Hey man, I'll see you in the Discord holds. Thanks for being around, dude. Thanks for being such an awesome mod. Appreciate it. I have quite a few funny stories from my high school days, but we'll get in that at some point, some other point. But yeah, eventually my family just accepted the fact that I was using tobacco, and they were like, "What can we do? No matter what we do, we take it away. He finds a way to get more. We catch him, we lecture him, we punish him, ground him, whatever. He still does it." So eventually they just accepted it. Eventually they just accepted it. They tried. They tried their best. I was stubborn, very stubborn. Who else here is a fan of Dr. Pepper? Anybody else a fan of Dr. Pepper? Yes, love it. Yes, can't stand it. Owen can't stand it. I quit caffeine, bro. Probably a good choice. I did too there for a while. I don't drink as much as I used to because it helps me sleep if I lay off of it a bit. But I still drink. I got back into drinking it a little bit. I'm not gonna lie to you. But Dr. Pepper's my go-to as far as caffeine is concerned. Love me some Dr. Pete. Lemon Fanta. Fanta. Is it Fanta or Fanta? I've never known. It's Fanta, right? Fanta. 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 Don't you want a Fanta? It's Fanta. It's not Fanta, it's Fanta. That's how the song goes. Because it doesn't go, don't you want a Fanta? Oh, God. I'm out. Thanks for another amazing stream. You're the man. See you later, Face Paint. Thanks for all the love and support. Truly appreciate you. Hope to see you soon. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of lemon, to be honest. I mean, it might be alright. It might be alright. Where are you from? I'm from the East Coast. From the States. East Coast. Where are you from, Owen? First time here? First time here, just new here. What's up? Happy to have you, dude. Alright, guys. I'm probably going to go ahead and end it here. Wait a minute. First time here, but been watching your vids for a while. That's awesome, Owen. Happy to have you, dude. We're always happy to see new people in the chat. It's good to introduce yourself and get to know everybody. Everybody's super friendly. So, happy to have you in the chat, man. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end it here, guys. So, I appreciate you guys watching. Such an awesome stream. It will be uploaded. If you missed it, I highly, 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 highly recommend that you watch it later. All right, it will be uploaded. Okay, this was a great stream, very informative, and yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, guys. Thanks for all that you do for me. I'm so grateful. 10K subscribers right around the corner. Thank you guys for just being you, and thank you for watching my videos. And remember, this is temporary. Okay, you're sensitized. Don't get involved any more than that. Drop the involvement, let it play out, and you will heal. I love you guys. I'll see you on the Discord, and